If you have ever set foot inside a building, you have experienced the effects of insulation whether you knew it or not. You have been aware on some level how effective it was. You have felt consistently comfortable, consistently freezing, or consistently annoyed at the fluctuation between temperatures. Every building has insulation, but not all insulation is created equal. Insulation is a very important aspect of any building, especially in an environment such as New England, which experiences extreme temperature variations every year.
Insulation is not only important for human comfort, however. Better insulation leads to less need for heating or cooling a building, which helps save resources such as oil or gas and also helps people to save money.
According to the Massachusetts Department of Energy and Environmental Affairs, oil prices in 2014 reached a high of $4.67 per gallon. In temperatures which may fall even below zero, proper insulation may be the difference of hundreds of dollars per year spent on heating alone.
Replacing insulation in every wall of a building can be a daunting task and may not be right for everyone. Fortunately, it doesn't need to be all or nothing.
As most people know, hot air rises. In buildings, this translates into most heat escaping through the roof. If replacing the insulation throughout an entire building is not an option, filling in the attic with insulation can still have a big impact.
Insulation is most known for trapping heat inside a building, but it can be just as helpful during the summer. It can also trap heat out of a building, and it can keep cool air from air conditioning or overnight air temperature changes from escaping.
Insulation makes a little bit of heating or cooling go a long way. If used effectively in a large scale, it may have massive impacts on the rate of depletion for important finite resources.
In the rest of this video, we will discuss the qualities and sustainability of two common insulation materials, cellulose and fiberglass.
Insulation's resistance to conductive heat flow is explained by its R value. The greater the R value, the greater the insulation effectiveness. R value may depend on the type of insulation, its thickness, and its density.
Cellulose, an insulation material made from recycled newspaper and some added chemicals, has an R value of 3.2 to 3.8 per inch. Cellulose has a fairly low embodied energy, which is the amount of energy used from the production of a product to its disposal. This is due to the recycled materials used in its production and the fact that it can be recovered and reused during the installation process.
As a result, almost no excess materials return to the waste stream. Cellulose can easily be made flame retardant with the addition of borates and tends to be very successful in managing extreme cold temperature situations. The average cost of blow-in cellulose insulation ranges between 77 cents and $1.27 per square foot.
There are only two potential negatives to cellulose as an insulation method. Cellulose must be installed by a professional, and it frequently must be replaced every 5 years due to compaction when moist.
One other common insulation material is fiberglass. As an average, fiberglass has a lower R value than cellulose, at an approximate range of 2.2 to 2.7 per inch. In general, fiberglass has a lower R value when compressed. Fiberglass does not need to be as densely packed to provide adequate insulation, and therefore doesn't require as much material. However, fiberglass, which is densely packed, has the potential to have an R value as high as 4.
Fiberglass is also flame retardant, and it often contains 20 to 30% recycled glass.
Fiberglass costs almost identical to cellulose at about 70 cents to $1.21 per square foot. One benefit of fiberglass as insulation is that it does not need to be installed by a professional, so it may be a less intrusive process to implement and cost the homeowner less in installation fees.
Just make sure you have the right tools and know what you're doing. A poor installation job may lead to degraded insulation value. You may choose to pay for proper installation job now instead of paying for escaped heat later.
There are definitely both positives and negatives to using fiberglass or cellulose, as well as other insulation materials we did not discuss. Ultimately, it is your choice to decide what best suits your lifestyle and ability for time or effort investments.
Cellulose does insulate better in most cases, but fiberglass is far from useless. What is most important is having something insulating your home and putting thought into what is working or might work better.
If you don't want strangers all around your house installing cellulose, it still works wonders in the attic.
If you wish fiberglass would insulate better, You can look into different concentrations and densities and how they work better or worse in different environments.
Installing insulation in your home does make a difference. There's only so much more energy we'll have the resources to create.
Intentional use of insulation can help keep you comfortable during the varying New England seasons.
And make sure there will be energy left to keep you comfortable next year, too.